With me today are Tove and the boys. We got Saro, our glorious leader. We got Akamaru Red, our NGE champion. We have Sizouney, our resident monkey / number 2 NGE player. And we are recording on Wednesday, the 13th of September. And this time we are also live on Twitch. So let's get right into it, boys. So how's everyone been doing? I'm going to start with Sarah this time. How have you been doing this week? How's Shadowcast been treating you?
Dude, how am I doing? I was playing some Frog Sword yesterday. I was actually coaching Jackie.
What a degenerate.
I was coaching Jackie and I was teaching him how to play some Frog Sword. It was some spicy games, man. We were crushing ladder with it.
Wait, what do you need to be taught about that deck?
What about that deck?
What do you need to teach him about that deck? This is how you drag your unit to the face.
I taught Jackie how sometimes you want to keep your ninjas stealth.
That's not a bad lesson. Okay, I'll take that back.
Daddy. Good lesson.
That's a good lesson, Mr. Sarah.
Yeah,
Sarah's been doing some coaching. We can talk a little bit more about that coaching program later, but Sarah and I and Akka have all been doing some coaching this week. So Akka, how about you? How's the Shadowverse been treating you?
I'm having a lot of fun. I'm also coaching, like Zero.
Nice.
My coaching is more professional. His
coaching's way better. He is an NGE champion, after all.
Must be number 1 player.
He is an NGE champion.
Before he becomes Season 3 NGE champion as well.
Damn.
Like training. I'm just having fun. I was only introduced today to D-Shift. I played my second D-Shift game
goodness.
today. I gotta say, I have a 2-win streak against Lionhaven, so...
Oh my goodness.
No, I'm having a lot of fun, actually. But, so I need to explain something. I like to be efficient with my mana, so when I have, like, D-Shift on 8, and I have, like, 10, and I have, like, 9 mana,
Not like this.
Stuff when I don't need to.
He's one of those D-Shift players, everyone. He's one of them.
You're never supposed to stop. You're supposed to use every single resource. If you have 3 D-Shifts and you only need to play the one, you use all 3. And you use all 3 of those turns, too. You click end turn every time.
He's already converted to a true D-Shift
player.
My
goodness. Alright, I think that's enough out of Akamara. Sis, how have you been doing? How's the ladder
I've been doing great. I've finally gotten back into the ladder. I've actually gotten the ambition to get top 100 rune for the week, or for the month, I mean.
That is going to be quite the journey.
I've been working this amazing rune list, and it's finally bearing fruit, and it's working out, and it's spicy. I love it.
Some spicy rune list. Maybe we can talk a little bit more about what that is later on the podcast. As for myself, I have been doing pretty well. I'm trying to hit top 1,000 this month. We'll see if it pans out. I'm about almost at 8K right now. So, what did you just say? What am I playing? I've been playing a lot of Neutral Blood, and a little bit of Control Forest. That's been pretty much my bread and butter. And I actually, fun fact, I just hit my 2,000th ranked win.
Oh, congratulations!
So, I
think I'm at exactly 2,000 right now.
Huh? 2,000 wins, huh?
Okay, Mr. Sid. All right.
It's been like 10 years.
It's a cool milestone, but, whatever.
No, come on. I'm just bullying you.
All right. Anyways, that is enough about us. Let's talk a little bit about the tournaments that have been in the past couple weeks and that are coming up. We've got, first on the docket, NGE. The round-robin stage just finished for NA and EU, and we had a pretty good showing. I gotta say, we had 3 players in the round-robin stage. 2 of them have qualified. Unfortunately, Mr. Pancake just barely did not qualify.
Mr. Pancake Reaper.
Just knocked out of the running by a scumbag, degenerate aggro lineup in the last... I'm not biased at all, obviously.
Double aggro.
I gotta respect the triple aggro lineup, not gonna lie. Like, that is a man who wanted to go face, and he took exactly what he wanted.
That is a man who brings triple control to every tournament, brought triple aggro because he was too scared of Mr. Pancake. That is a weak old man.
Dude, he got him with the June
I'm calling you out, Mr. Bottles.
Yeah.
That's
Mr. Bottles. You sold your soul.
You sold your soul out.
$900
for $900. Pathetic.
No, it's $950. Come on.
You're right, $950. All right. Well, that being said, let's talk a little bit about these scores. We got HSK Akamara Red at a 5-0 position in Group A, the only undefeated player in all of NGE, I believe.
So are you saying that Mr. Akamaru Red is the best player in both EU and NA combined?
In the world. Someone told me you are the best player in the world. I'm like, well, I don't think so. But
it's your words, not mine, Sis. But
JCG and Rage champion Mr. Akamaru Red here.
I believe it. We'll fly him over there. I'm sure you could teach him a few lessons. All right, and so we got him at 5-0. Disastrous Sheepy at 4-1, and Kionis at 2-3, making the cut in Group A. We got Fatina from Team Crimson Fencers, our own HSK Sizouney, and Disastrous Essia in Group B, making the cut. That's who made it for Europe. And over in NA, we've got in Group A Gengar, Mana Surge's Jays, and Ben Hackdrox in Group A, all at a 3-2 split. That was a very, very close group, 4 3-2s. And then in Group B, we've got Les at 4-1, SN Care Package at 3-2, and CPV's Bottles at 3-2 as well. Also a pretty close group, but on the last week, unfortunately, some splits did not go our way.
I think it's pretty interesting how in both EU and North America, there were both a group that had 4 3-2 players.
Yeah, we had a lot of crazy tie situations, and the injury staff actually ended up not being able to figure it out.
We had some technical difficulties on the math side.
I'm pretty sure they needed Akamaru or me, one of the mathematicians. they need to get us in there to figure out why their algorithm wasn't working. But
Wait, did you just pit your own back a little there?
Just a little bit, it sounded like.
How did that one feel, Tedry?
It felt real good. All right, it felt real good. Felt real fucking good. Nah. All right. That is about all for NG. We've got upcoming is the bracket tournament. So, Sis, why don't you tell us about who you're going to be facing in the first round?
So I'm going to be facing Kionis in the first round, and obviously depending on who wins, we are going to be facing Akamaru Red in the next round, which means I'm already going to be versus Akamaru.
You're going to be against the greatest player in the entire Western scene of Shadowverse, who
I have a 100% win rate against.
This is also true.
That was also true for Akai.
Those are some fighting words.
I also smashed Akai in the finals twice.
All right. Well,
we got some.
Trash talk. I'm excited. I'm excited for the brackets. I feel like if I win against Hayonis and go against Akamaru, that's a win.
Yeah.
Just get into. Yeah. If I can fight Akamaru at the bracket stage, I feel like that's going to be amazing. That's going to look so good.
That's gonna be really cool just to have happen.
I was asked, who do you want to face the most on the bracket? And I answered, it's Sizouney. But I wish it was on the finals, but of course. That would be
sick. That would be sick. Yeah, I just feel like, when you're playing against your friends, these are the people that you don't mind losing to. It feels bad, but it's like it feels good at the same time,
Because your buddy's at least gonna be carrying the torch.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna pass it on.
All right, pass it on, good boys. Mr. Akamaru Red, let's hear a little bit about who you will be facing. Do you have a bye in the first round?
Yes, I do. Since I was first seed, we go on to the semifinals, and we wait for the previous matches. So me and Fatina will be waiting for the matches. Sizouney against Kayone is for me, and Fatina will be waiting for Essia versus Cheapy, which is another team kill as well.
Oh, yeah.
That's so unfortunate.
Yeah, a bunch of team kills in the early stages of this tournament. But there should be some pretty exciting matches. Obviously, tune in, I think, this weekend, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
This weekend.
This weekend, Saturday, and next week, Saturday.
All right.
And then after that, NG is just over, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Season 2, yeah.
Coming to an end.
Yeah. Season 3 is announced, and it is going to be happening, and the top 6 of this NG is going to move on and be, a part of the top 12 of Season 3. There's only going to be 6 more spots for the upcoming NG.
3 qualifiers, 2 spots per qualifier. So different than Season 2, actually, which was like 4 spots. So now it's
going to be way more tight.
It's harsher now, yeah.
Indeed it will be. And I'll be competing. I know Sarah's going to be competing. We're all going to be competing for that trip to Japan. Let's talk a little bit about that. After Season 3 of NGE, there is, of course, the Contenders Cup, which will be a tournament to decide who is going to get to go to the World Grand Prix in December, where you'll be flown out to Japan. It's an all-expenses-paid trip. And then you're going to be competing for $120,000 cash prizes. That is super exciting. I know I'm going to be trying my heart out in NG Season 3 because I want that trip to Japan. Not to mention the money.
Dude, that's so much money. Holy
Dude, just
shit.
flying to Japan is like thousands of dollars that
crazy.
You win.
Yeah,
that's so crazy.
It is
if I get flown
awesome.
out to Japan, like the first thing I'm doing is just meeting up with Sora. He's like my life coach at this point.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's really nice, actually.
Oh man, so that is going to be an awesome event. Stay tuned for more details on that. I don't think we have a date on the Contenders Cup yet, but it's going to be the Season 3 top 12, I believe, or top 6 for each region.
Basically, if you're not on Season 3, you're not going to make it. You
need to qualify for Season 3,
which means most likely,
you need to participate in Season 3, you need to do your best, and you need to get to the top 6, and then you'll qualify this Contenders Cup. And then if you do well on that, get to go to Japan. So,
dude, you just need to play all the competitive Shadowverse you possibly can.
Yeah.
Basically, yeah. I mean, I've been going crazy just playing everything.
Get that practicing. Get those games.
I mean, I'm going to be burned out by December, but hell, if I get there, it'll be worth it.
Exactly.
All right. Let's get on to the next tournament, which is the Shadow Nexus Starforge Legends release event. Now, I'm excited for this one.
Well,
the reason... The reason I'm excited for this one is because last time they had a Dark Angel Olivia figurine as their first prize, and I wanted that real bad. Now I didn't get it, but Mr. Saro here actually got 4th place, which is pretty close. And I'm gunning for that top prize this time. I don't know what it is yet, but I'm gunning for it.
Wait, it's a Daria Mouse.
It's a Daria Mouse mat? All right.
Play mat. So it's
play mat.
I want it. I don't care. I want it.
It's
I actually already have a nice Maki mouse pad, but
no, yeah, that's even better.
Actually, from the release event, I won a Demon Lord Ektar, which I have like on the screen, but you guys probably can't see it.
Well, I got the stream open. Let me.
I saw it.
Oh yeah, I see it.
Ektar.
Yeah,
that's
second place.
And I actually have one more pack laying around somewhere that might be a prize at some point.
Oh yeah.
Wait, did you not open? Oh right, for a prize. Oh yeah, that's cool. That's cool.
Sweet. All right.
I got a pack of that, and I have some sleeves lying somewhere.
Nice. That will be on the 29th of September, so definitely sign up for that. It's going to be a huge event. There's going to be hundreds of players. There always are.
One day after the expansion, so we have one day.
You're gonna have to hit the ground running, boys. So stay up to date with the reveals. We're gonna talk a little bit about them in just a little bit.
One day. I didn't save up gold.
Oh my goodness.
Sizouney.
So
I'm gonna have to.
We should talk about actually what Starforge Legend is, because we haven't actually mentioned that to anyone yet.
That is a good point. Starforge, you go ahead.
For those who don't know, Starforge Legends is going to be the new expansion coming out it's coming out on the 29th or the 28th, something
28th.
like that.
28th.
On the 28th. So I'm really excited for that. The new expansions are like my favorite.
Wait, there's already 14 days?
Yeah, it's 2 weeks away.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
They're coming. They're coming.
Yeah.
Huh.
It's gonna be awesome. It's a new expansion. There's a whole bunch of cards already revealed. We're gonna talk about them in a little bit. And yeah, definitely sign up for that. I think the sign up is already out. You can get it on their website. We'll put a link in Twitch chat later, I think.
Oh, I gotta get in right now.
Yeah, you should get in right now. It's gonna fill up. Anyways, let's move on. Let's talk about our next event, which is the Shadow Nexus Monthly. This is also by Shadow Nexus, obviously. And it's going to be a monthly event to replace the weekly league that they were previously planning to do. They decided they wanted to go with a monthly sort of standalone event. It's less, it's just what they prefer to do. It's the style they prefer.
It's hard to run an event every week, man.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's a lot of work.
So that's going to be a lot of fun. That's going to be September 22nd, and then monthly after that. So it's going to be a week before the Starforge Legends release event. And actually, that means that all of my practice over that Akamara, Red, and I did today is for something, because we're going to be playing in that. We're going to win.
It is the last tournament of the format and the expansion.
Yeah, I was about to say,
and I are going to win that.
If you want to test your your knowledge one last time, this is where to do it.
What day?
What day is that again?
22nd.
22nd. I'm gonna have to.
If you feel like you're the superior Wonderland Dreams player, you gotta get in on this.
Dude, nobody's gonna be ready for this Vagabond Frog.
No, I know they're not.
Ready for Vagabond
I will.
Everyone's ready for it, but they all ban it. They're not ready.
Oh my goodness.
I will.
Alright, anyways. What we've got... Alright, so we've got the Shadowcast Monthly, and actually, one other tournament that's still going on in Wonderland's Dreams meta is the... This is not officially on our show notes, but the Disastra Monkey of the Week tournament. Oh, and goodness. It has a very silly title, but it's a very serious tournament. There's a lot of great players that participate in this.
It's like the greatest players, literally.
It is. It's a lot of the greatest players in the scene participate in this.
We got Americans, we got Koreans, we got, I don't even know the people we got here.
Fantasy won last week. He's an amazing player.
Basically, the top 6 of NGE is on that. So
yeah, pretty much. So definitely play on that. It's going to be tomorrow at 6 p.m. EDT. We'll give a we will have a link in Twitch chat, and there's also a link in the announcements section of our Discord where you can sign up. And yeah, definitely do that. It's going to be a 2-deck 1-ban open deck list format, I believe, or sorry, 3-deck 1-ban.
Yeah, I was about to say 2-deck 1-ban. What the fuck?
That would be an interesting format, wouldn't it?
That is actually a very interesting format. Nobody has thought of that, huh?
Best of 1.
It's kind of weird, isn't it?
I mean, it is weird, but it's like super mind gaming, I think.
Yeah, because you only get to play one deck. Huh. All right. We'll have to think about that. We'll keep that in mind. All right. Next up, we got the Morningstar League. That's still going on. It's on Saturdays, hosted by Trials of Faith. Not a whole lot to say about that. And finally, we got Wonder Melodies Copperverse. This is a one-time event. It's coming up just this weekend, and it's a bronze-only tournament. So it's going to be pretty fun. You're going to see some weird decks. I'm expecting to see some Shadow stuff, some Blood stuff. I think those are both pretty strong classes in a format like this. But dude, they should be a little different from the Shadow and Blood decks you see on ladder.
Aka was teasing his Shadow deck earlier for Copperverse, and I'm like, dude, show me, and he refused to, and I'm a little sad.
He doesn't want to show you because I smacked his Shadow deck in scrims.
I won one game. All right, I
went like 3-1. Come on.
Nah, I want to see that shit. All
right. I just brought Degenerate Aggro Blood, so you know.
Which is kind of like competitive, anyways.
That's I think all for the tournament segment. Unless someone can think of anything else. We're going to move on now. Just a couple of important announcements. First of all, you can get your free packs. You can get free packs and free sleeves and free card packs, right? Yeah.
You get a sleeve and an emblem for
sleeve, emblem, and card packs right now. If you switch
sponsored by the new Shadowverse manga.
If you switch your language to Japanese and you choose a champion for the Rage tournament.
This needs to be done on. It needs to be. You need to change your language on Steam because it's in the cooperation with the, the whole Japanese Steam and whatnot.
Yes.
So, like, the way to do this, go to your Shadowverse or go to library on Steam. Right-click Shadowverse, go to properties, and change your language through that way, not in game.
And how many packs do you get for doing this?
You get 5 packs.
You get 5.
Wait, you get 5? Then you get like 2.
No, it's 2 events. You get 5 packs because one is for the manga, so you get 5 packs for that one. One for each expansion, standard, Wonderland, so on, so on. And if you vote for your favorite player on Rage, you get 2 packs from Wonderlands. And if your player wins, I think you get 1 extra pack. Maybe, I don't know.
Wow, an entire pack, huh? I can't wait for that one.
I don't expect to win, so...
That's voted let me have the whole pack.
That pack better be rigged as all hell, because I'm getting the Fair Dragon off that one.
I vote like random. I
just close my eyes. Yeah, you don't have to vote for anyone in particular. But if your player does win, so if you know anything about the Japanese metagame, vote for who you think's going to win, because I think if they win, you get extra packs.
Yeah.
I was recommended to vote for T-Son or a guy called Misobin? I don't even know.
Yeah, Misoban, I think.
Yeah, Misoban?
Alright. But yeah, so go ahead and do that. Now we're going to move on to the main segment of our show, which is the Wonderland, or not the Wonderland Dreams, Starforged Legends spoilers.
Wait, what's this?
Wonderland.
I don't know what this is, but we're going to do it. It's here right here in the show notes, okay? So we got to do it. So, there's a whole bunch of cards that have been revealed lately, and some pretty mixed reactions about a bunch of them. So let's get right into it. The first card that we wanted to talk about was Wild Golem. And this is, for those of you who don't know, it is a 5-mana, 2/3 Runefaller, gold, that at the end of your turn, it deals 1 damage to a random enemy follower X times, where X is the follower is the Wild Golem's attack. And he has an Earth Rate effect, which is to gain +1/+2. So what do you guys think?
This guy is weird. I had to read this card a few times to like really wrap my mind around what this thing does. So one thing that you missed is that he's a 5-mana 2/3, but he only half evolves into a 3/4.
That's correct. Yes.
To make up for that though, to make up for the half evolve, he has Earthright. You sacrifice the Earth Emblem and it gets +1/+2. So it's kind of like getting the evolve on 1/2 without using the evolve, if that makes any sense. And it's still going to have that effect at the end of the turn where it can still clear the board.
Yes.
Still understated.
A 3/5 for 5, even with the Earth Rate.
I mean, so he's going to be a 4/6, right? Which is like that's all right. He's going to be hard to clear, but
he's going to be a 4/6 that threatens to kill something every turn.
That is true.
That's the pro.
But you can deal a maximum of 10 damage, so you can. I don't know what this is.
If you get Sun Oracle Pascal on this bad boy,
if you use triple Enchanted Sword, if you use triple Enchanted Sword, you cannot use a Keen Enchantment on this guy.
But the thing is, he's only going to be doing the damage to followers.
Yes. I think that's one of the problems of the card is that. Okay, you do a lot of damage, but you only do to one target. So most targets, we're on the Evo turns. Most targets have like 2 HP, so you don't really need to have like 5 damage to something else. It's also random. You can't control it.
Also,
5 play point.
It uses up an Earth Rate for a pretty mediocre effect, which is +1/+2.
Yeah, when you're getting Young, Levy, and Professor Taboo's next turn.
You don't want to use up your Earth Rates for that when you could be using them on your Magic Illusionists, you could be using them on your Levies, you could be using them on your Professor of Taboos, your Halo Golems even.
That's a good point, Teji, because that's another card. We have Elo Golem. Elo Golem consumes an Earth Rate. It's cheaper. It's more offensive on the stats, and he deals 3 damage to whatever he wants. So that's the problem with this card. I think Halo Golem is
Halo Golem has a way better stat line.
Yes.
I guess full stats in Evo.
Yeah. This is like more defensive. I don't know if Earthright Rune has a defensive deck. I mean, we see Levi, which is amazing. It doesn't look very defensive because the stats are 4/4. But
if you could get this guy sitting behind 1 or 2 of the of the 3/3 wards, the 3/3 ward golems, this guy starts getting a little dangerous.
Yeah, if he can stay on the board, he gets terrifying. But he absolutely needs to do that.
But you can only do like that on turn 7. You play a Conjure Golem and this guy because. How is your opponent going to allow you to have a 3/3 on his Evo turn, right?
I don't know. It's an interesting card. It's an interesting card to say the least. I'm not.
I think a lot of these cards are going to like determine how the meta shapes up because we're getting shown a lot of very, very slow cards, including this one.
I think if we start to see a little bit more like slow things for Rune to be doing, like Earthrights, we might be able to see this card starting to do something. But I'm not 100% sure.
This reminds me of Siege Ballista. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that one from Magic the Gathering.
But
Magic, that one, the Ballista.
I know what you mean,
you can use the counters to do damage to stuff, but that's why Ballista is so good because you can split the damage and you can choose it and you can interact with your opponent. This one is just a random thing that deals like 6 damage.
Not to mention the fact that in Magic you can use that effect reactively when your opponent tries to clear it.
Yes. But this guy isn't Earthright. Moving on, another card that just came out is...
Oh, I love this. This
very clean segue, right? The Starseer's Telescope.
Yes.
Starseer's Telescope. Now this is a good card.
This is one of the craziest cards I think they've made in quite some time.
This is a new mechanic that we've been looking for.
I want to say one sentence before we start talking about this card. So I started playing D-Shift today to learn the deck because I want to play this card on the release event.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my.
Yes.
So let's read what this thing does. So this is a 1 mana Earth Sigil with Earthright. Draw a card and recover 1 play point. So this card is essentially an Earth Essence, but its effect is if you have any Earth Essences on the field, it's like you never played a card. It's like the card was never in your deck.
A free insight that doesn't spell boost, only draws a card.
Yeah, it's a pretty wild card, honestly.
It makes you have a 37 cards deck.
Yeah, I don't know if any of our viewers are familiar with Yu-Gi-Oh! I like to compare this card to Upstart Goblin. And we all know pretty much everyone ran 3 Upstart Goblins for forever because it was just, cycle a card. Like, yeah, you gave... Even Upstart Goblin was even worse than this because you gave your opponent life points, but it doesn't matter. That's so worth it for running a 37-card deck. Like, 37-card deck is better than a 40-card deck almost all the time. You get your better cards more often.
When you get to thin out your deck, there's just basically no reason not to.
If you play Rune, you want to try and make this card workable because I can't explain to you how massive it is to play with a 37-card deck, but you tell me, oh, Aka, do you want to play with a 39-card deck? And I'll say, yes, take my soul. I want to play with a 39-card card. Take my soul.
And I mean, it's like it does so much for utility. It lets you cycle. It lets you pop your Witch's Cauldron. I think this is a great card.
I think,
and there's no.
I think with a card like this, we're not going to see it do like anything insane. It's never going to look ridiculous, but it's just quietly going to be powerful.
It's passively strong. Yeah.
I think if you play anything that has like just 1 dirt, this is going to be a staple.
Yeah, I think so.
If you run a combo deck, you will see players try to make this work in D-Shift, in PTP Rune, in everything, in Flame Glass D-Shift, in whatever you think it's going to be possible. If you can run a combo deck with 37 cards while the other people are running a 40-card deck, you will be technically faster 3 turns because you're drawing 3 cards for free. So it's just insane.
So I think we've talked enough about the Starseer's Telescope.
I love the Starseer's Telescope.
You guys want to move on to the next one? We got Zodiac.
Can we talk about it some more? I love that card.
I don't really want to talk about this next one.
All right. That's fair.
I guess we have to talk about Zodiac Demon.
We had to because it's the face.
Zodiac Demon is a 7-mana 5/5 neutral follower with a really weird fanfare. It's basically Catapult Turtle. If you ever played Yu-Gi-Oh!
Basically support cannon.
So it puts a follower from your hand that originally cost 7 play points or less into play, and then it destroys it. And then it deals damage to a random enemy follower equal to that follower's attack. And if there's no enemy followers, it deals damage to their face. So sort of like a Nephthys crossed with a support cannon, if that makes sense.
Yeah, if I can say something real quick, if this card is Nephthys, Dark Atlas is Mordecai. Like, that's what this card does in my eyes, just initially.
So I got a few ideas about this thing. I think first of all, Aka said it. This card is the face of the expansion, so I would be kind of surprised if they don't make anything else that's good with this thing.
This needs support.
Yeah, I think
it needs support.
The card does need support, but I would be surprised if Cygames doesn't give us any support in this expansion or the expansions to come.
This is not a good card yet. That's my
It's not a bad card yet.
Assertion.
It's not a bad card.
It's not a meta defining.
I would say it is a bad card yet, actually.
Look, man, you don't get it. You're not hitting your Pyrozine Dragons yet. You're not hitting your Luxfang kits. You just don't get it.
But the thing is, if there's as much as a fairy on the board, your Pyrozine Dragon is going to hit into a 1/1.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Do you know why this card is bad? Not only because of that. We say this is the Nephthys to the Mordecai. So there's a big difference. First, Nephthys draws a card from your deck, so you don't need to have Darkalis on your Mordecai on your hand.
That's true.
Also, this card, killing a Mordecai is not the same as killing a Darkalis. I don't know if you read the Darkalis text, but deck building with Darkalis is kind of awkward, so I don't know if it's going to be that strong, even with Darkalis, which is like the best card at the moment. Oh. You need 2 cards on your hand. It also deals like 5 damage to a 1/1 sometimes, because when we play Nephthys, we know we're going to kill a big body. When we play this, we don't know.
The biggest body.
Yes, you know exactly.
Exactly.
All I'm gonna
when
say
you play
is,
this, you don't know.
All I want to say is I don't think there are too many phases of the expansion that don't end up being at least pretty good.
Yeah, I don't remember a single.
Bahamut, Zeus, and Alice have all been actually very impactful cards, but both Zeus and Bahamut has not been immediately game changing.
Yeah. There's also Olivia. Olivia was from Darkness Evolved.
That is true.
And Prince of Darkness was pretty good for quite some time as well.
But I mean, Aldous is like the first phase of the expansion that immediately has been meta defining.
Which might have been a problem. I think Alice might have been a little too strong. But
as much as she's the face of the expansion, I don't think that this card needs to be seen in every single deck for no matter how much you nerve it.
I agree with that one.
And I think that's a good thing. I think Zodiac Demon is gonna end up being at a spot where it's not gonna be too oppressive, but I think it's gonna be like a really cool card, and I think it's gonna end up seeing some play. I don't expect Cygames to not give us the support this card's gonna need.
And I think they better give us some support, because otherwise it's not going to be a good card. That's my opinion.
I also think that's like the theme of this expansion. You know, they're trying to tone things down. They're trying to not make all these just play it and win them card.
So,
yeah.
Speaking of some cards that are toned down, and we have Evelisa the Fallen up next, which is a 2-mana 2/1, and it's got Fanfare, deal 1 damage to the enemy leader. So I feel like if this was last expansion, this card's also neutral. I feel like if this card was last expansion, this would have been a 2/2, not a 2/1. So I think we're seeing that Cygames is like trying to tone down some of their 2-drops a little bit.
What I like to point out with a lot of these cards, and I'm going to keep coming back to this point, is, ladies and gentlemen, this is the same company that printed Toph 3 months ago. Oh, God.
They might be a little bit afraid of what they did with their 2-drops.
You think.
I would like to think that they're learning, just somewhat.
There's not a single 2-drop that I like in this expansion, so I don't know what I'm gonna do.
The sword one. The sword one.
Yeah, we're gonna get there. We're gonna get there. Yeah, I forgot about that.
We'll get there.
Again, because that's a special card, so I don't see that as a 2.
Yeah, you're right. I agree.
So because like I don't know what I'm gonna be playing for my curve, honestly, on the release of it, because I don't see anything special. So maybe I'll play the normal Lyriel, the Fario, whatever.
I don't see anything that pushes Lyriel out of most tempo decks. Lyriel's still gonna be in most tempo decks, I think.
Yeah, Lyriel's a really good card.
I only think there's like one card that really stands out from this expansion yet, or maybe like 2. Like as like this is either just hype or this is really strong.
But here's another point that I want to bring up about this expansion, is that we talked a little bit about how, and I'm going to bring this point up again and again too. We talked a little bit about how Zodiac Demon feels kind of like Nephthys. This card feels kind of like Angel of the Word, but in 2-drop form.
This feels much more like Ambling Wraith to me.
Yeah, I was about to say, it's like an Ambling Wraith.
Yeah, fair enough. A lot of the cards of this expansion feel kind of like cards they've already printed, but like either updated or with their power level changed.
That they're trying to just do a filler expansion.
I don't see the
filler expansion.
I think they're just trying to fix things right now.
I just don't see the space for this card, because in Blood you have Baphomet. Why would you not run Baphomet instead of this one?
Or Bloodwolf.
Or Bloodwolf. The extra 1 damage is not relevant when you can get more gas with Baphomet or do more damage with Bloodwolf.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean,
this is for aggro decks, but the aggro decks have really good 2-drops. They don't need more 2-drops. So,
hey, Aggro Shadow doesn't have a lot of good 2-drops.
Yes, they do. Lesser Mummy.
Yeah, they don't even play Lesser Mummy anymore.
Conjure something. I don't know the name of the game.
Dark Conjure.
The Dark Conjure. Yes, I feel like you like Shadow is not a very good. No, I'm not going to rant about that. Actually, I'm going to go on forever. I'm sorry.
Soul Crusher. All right. Soul Crusher as well.
Yeah, Soul Crusher is a pretty good card. I will give him that. But yeah, so this card, not that much to say. It's just it's a mediocre aggro card. I don't think it's going to see that much play. But maybe if we get some really degenerate, super fast deck, maybe they'll put this in here because it's just 1 damage on turn 2, which is just 1 more damage on other 2-drops push. I don't know.
I think if this thing was a 2/2, this thing would be crazy.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, because then why wouldn't you run it?
Because why would you run Lyriel when you have this on aggro?
Why would you play
aggro decks are running Lyriel?
Why would you play Unico in an aggro deck when you can play?
Why play Unico when I can play a 2/2 that deals 1 damage? Our next card up is Mr. Perseus. We saw him in the release trailer, and He looked a little bit more badass in the release trailer than he is here. I won't lie. He was like going out to fight that Zodiac demon. He was, getting up in his face, throwing some punches, and now he's just like a 1/2. Like how
he's riding a horse.
You got this 7-mana 5/5 that is like throwing Bahamut's and shit at you, and you're just like this little 1/2, and you're gonna tell me that you're going up to fight him? You have the audacity to tell me that.
Seems reasonable.
What do you guys think of that audacity?
I think Mr. Perseus has that fight in the bag. I think Mr. Perseus is a really strong card.
I think Mr. Perseus is a very nice Vanguard reskin.
Yeah, like
Mr. Vanguard reskin.
Vanguard power creep, man.
So wait, let's talk a little bit about him though, okay? Because I think his effect we can all agree is kind of mediocre.
So Perseus really is a 1/2 1-drop commander.
That's
basically the text of the card is commander.
And his Evo effect is that if there is 4 other followers on the board, he Evos and he gets +1/+0 and ward. So he becomes a veteran Lancer with an Evo.
Yes.
So he becomes a 4/4 ward for 1, which is pretty good for a 1-drop.
I mean, essentially you're doubling his value, right? You're making him from a 1 cost to a 2 cost.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Like I can tell you, like I'm playing Vanguard in one of my sword decks right now. That may or may not be the right decision, but the fact that this is a commander Vanguard, like I'm already playing the card. This is just a straight up better version of the card, and I'm really.
He still gets +3 attack on Evo if you can get that off. Like that in Aqua is actually relevant.
I have Mr. Sizouney. You play Ambush Sword. I have a good option for you. Instead of Frog, play this one, and Vanguard. Play the Centaur Vanguard because that will have Storm.
Yeah, you just make the deck more
different.
You still play the Frog and you just play the Storm damage.
So you don't even play Novus Trooper, do you?
I don't think I play the Novice Trooper. That might also be a bad idea.
You play Frog and you don't play Novice Trooper?
All I'm telling you is I'm crushing ladder with this deck, so you keep laughing.
All I'm telling you is that ladder doesn't mean anything, but alright.
Not doubting the 1,000-point ladder player.
The 1,000-point ladder player.
I'm the best. Right. I'm almost at 2,000 right now.
Cool.
I'm almost at 8,000.
Yeah,
Who asked you, Taji?
I mean, I asked myself and I answered.
I'm almost at 8,000.
I'm the host here.
All right, so
I'm the host here, okay?
Let's go on to Cassiopeia. Let's refocus a little bit.
Oof.
So who wants to take this one? I think Akka wants to take this one.
I love Forest. I love Will of the Forest. I just hated that when I play Will of the Forest, I'm not developing a board. Well, there we go. Thank you, Saiyans. You've heard my prayers during the night before I went to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you so much.
So what this card is a 6-mana 3/3, and its Fanfare.
Will of the Forest.
Yeah, its Fanfare is just straight up Will of the Forest.
I think that is so late. I don't understand. Like, so first of all, I think it's lazy card design. Then I think it's like interesting is it on a body.
I think it's really cool. I like this card a lot.
But then I looked back at the Fanfare and I realized it's exactly just copy pasted text of Will of the Forest, and it's like, okay, now it's boring again.
But it's Will of the Forest. You could Ancient Elf back. You can Nature's Guidance it back.
That's true.
That's cool and all. I mean, you can do that, but I feel like why don't you want something unique? Why do we need the same?
Like how much more do you think how much more would you like having Will of the Forest if you just put it back into your hand the next turn?
I mean, dude, I'm a OTK Roach. I don't play this Tempo Force bullshit.
He doesn't play this Tempo Force bullshit, ladies and gentlemen. Sizouney 2017.
Maybe you will start playing it because it's a good 6-drop. Sometimes you don't want to play Aaron on 6.
I'll find another combo deck. I'll play OTK Dragon.
I am hyped for this. I am with Mr. Akamaru. I am ready for Tempo Force to be back in the meta. Let me tell you, the biggest win streak I have ever gotten in ladder was like a 17 win streak with Tempo Forest back in like ROB.
Mine was a 21 game with Tempo Forest.
I mean, after I got to ladder or Masters, sorry. Before Masters, win streaks or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I agree. As much as I bash them before, is the thing that like I really they're pushing so much support for this archetype. We haven't seen anything that like just propels it to the next level. But I think that like we're getting there. We're definitely getting there.
She's beautiful. She's Forest. She's Will of the Forest.
She's beautiful. She's powerful. And she's cute.
She's self-core.
Wait, no, that's a different card.
I just love her. It doesn't replace my Tia, but I can run 6 drops, so let's go.
Yes.
Six drops.
I think
Kick the Aaron. We don't need Aaron.
Whoa! I don't know about that one.
That's not. Is like the strongest forest card, even in tempo.
It's not tempo. Doesn't give tempo on 6. Get out of here.
All right. You heard it here, folks.
Aaron sucks. Number 1 player.
She's not good on 6.
She's not the right Crystal. Get out of here.
Alright, you heard it here, folks. She's not good on 6. Get her out of here. So we've got some more Tempo Forest cards coming up, but I want to talk about.
To that, by the way, we can cut to Elf Song.
No.
I want to mention, just for the viewers, if anyone was wondering like how we decided on the cards that we're talking about today, we just kind of picked them randomly.
And I also want you to know that this next card is just like a gigantic picture taking up an entire page of our show notes. I think that's completely appropriate because I'm super hyped. And this guy is Mr. Barbarossa. Now,
Mr. Barbarossa.
Mr. Barbarossa is
the sword legendary himself.
The sword legendary. He has a 5-mana 5/4 with Rush. And he has a sort of an Ouroboros-like effect, but with a little twist. If your opponent has 3 or more followers on the board, basically when he dies, at the beginning of your next turn, he comes back to your hand, and if your opponent has 3 or more followers on the board, he becomes a 2-drop. If they have
5/4 with Rush.
Yeah, same thing. And if they have 2 or fewer followers on the board, it becomes an 8-drop. Now, I love this because it really pushes something in Shadowverse that is sometimes missing, which is interactivity between the players. Basically, because at least from the wording that I'm getting from this card, and what I really, really hope to be true, it seems like the check happens at the beginning of your next turn. So basically, you play this card, you throw it into something, sacrifice it on 5, and then your opponent has a couple options. They can either just keep, not play any cards because they don't want to give you a 2-mana 5/4 Rush, or they can flood their board and give you a 2-mana 5/4 Rush. And that's just you're basically being able to affect your opponent's turn in a way that a lot of other cards don't let you do. And I think that that's super cool. I think Rush is a mechanic that Sword wants and needs badly because they are Evo heavy. They do want to save that 1 Evo for a turn 9 Albert. So cards with Rush like this are great, especially a card like this that has Rush and a mechanic that lets you replay him over and over because Sword also does not have that much card draw.
And now you can curve your Blitz Lancer into your Geno, into your Barbarossa.
And I'm so excited for
and
this.
save those Evos for the Front Guard General, for the Albert, for the Leonidas.
So Teji, one thing you said, this card, it encourages interactivity between players. I would go as far as to say that's a new mechanic.
Yeah.
Yes.
Your opponent gets to decide the outcome of this card. You can sack in your followers. You can not play more. You can you determine how this card turns out to be depending on how your opponent plays.
And I think that is awesome. That's super awesome.
Is it more awesome than Blitz Lancer into Geno, into Barbarossa Geno on the same turn?
That is.
Oof.
I can only get so hard, Sarah.
Oh my god! I think this card is gonna push Sword completely into a new archetype, and I love that.
When do you push face damage then?
Wait, when you play the 4/3 and the 5/4 Rush on the same turn, you don't think that's enough of a tempo swing? You push face damage on 9, Sis. Come on.
Meanwhile, your opponent needs to spend 2 Evo points just to keep fighting the board, so you're not even spending Evos. Also, this is the new mid-shadow kind of, because this is so much value. You're getting a new card every single turn. You're trading, you're getting Rush, which is kind of like Ektarish. You're getting 3 zombies with Rush, which is like Barbarossa. It's like a big zombie with Rush. And then you're making your opponent hesitate between playing that 1/1, because now they cannot play the 1-drop or the 2. Meanwhile, they were like, I just dump everything. I just play Lion. And they're like, nope, Barbarossa kills the Lion. And then, I just play my Lyriel and my Feria. Nope, Barbarossa kills the Tiger. Then keep going like that. And meanwhile, you're developing Genos, Luminous Mages, Alberts, while you're playing the 2 play point guy. They can't compete against that.
I don't know how you're finding space for Alberts, your Barbarossas, and your Luminous Mages in your Sword deck, but
You talk about that.
Nine 5-drops is not too many, but I don't know about you, but I'm running a 45-drop deck next expansion.
I feel like you already have Albert, you have your Lumimage, and you whip out your Cox, and it's like you already have these 9 5 drops.
I think I'm cutting that in Control. But we'll see.
We don't need Luminous Mage because we don't need to Evo anymore, right? So we can cut that as well. Just play Albert.
I'm interested to see because I think we're gonna be getting a lot more toys. I feel like we might be getting like a more commander synergistic type deck moving forward.
Please.
Barbarossa is also a commander, right?
Yes, I think so.
Yeah. So
I'm really excited for Control Sword, Rush Sword.
I
would like to add that I don't think we have it in the show notes. There's a 2 point follower for Sword.
Oh, we don't have him?
I don't think we have her.
Oh, we got to talk about him separately. That one.
Actually,
so we can talk it in this one. So go ahead. Sorry.
Before we transition to that, so Barbarossa, as you mentioned, is pretty much pseudo draw in the fact you use a follower and you get it back.
Yes.
So you still have the follower, you get your natural draw, and that's a draw effect.
Yeah.
Along with that, Sword and even Neutral is getting a lot of draw effects.
And value.
Exactly. This is so much emphasis on slower games.
I think
Grind Sword is a thing again.
I think after this expansion, we might be seeing Sword like move on to something like pretty different from what we're used to them doing, or at least not 100% different, just like much more controlling than before.
I'm looking at ROB. I'm looking at the old like mid-range and control swords, and I'm hoping we're gonna see
something. Sword is gonna be a thing. You had Mid Shadow was a grindy deck. You had Ektar because it's tempo and value. This is almost the same thing for 5 play points because you gain rush in new cards. You can tutor. By the way, remember how Barbarossa is good. You can tutor Barbarossa. You can even like cut the Alberts and guarantee you will have Barbarossa on 5. Because
we should actually talk about that 2-drop sword card. Looking for it right now. I don't remember its name off the top of my head.
It's Lux.
You mean Golden Maid Leader?
Yeah, Golden Maid Leader.
Yes, Golden Maid Leader. Exactly the card I was talking about.
Golden Maid Leader.
Lux Solar Lancer. It's a 1/2 2-drop. Right. That's a Maid Leader, and it's a Maid Leader 2 times.
Yeah, basically, on 2 mana, it tutors a 5 or less mana commander, and on 4 mana, it tutors one of those, and then it tutors, I think, a 6 or higher also.
Yes.
A 6 mana or more commander also. So on 4 mana, it's a 1/2 that tutors 2 cards. So in slow matchups, you just get a ton of value from it. In fast matchups, a 1/2/2, not great, but you have a ton of rush followers from 3 to 6. It's still a better Maid Leader
by all means.
Absolutely, and you have rush followers from 3 to 6. So play slow on 2 and then knock yourself out after that.
I'm glad Sword got this card because you haven't seen Maid Leader do anything good in like the past expansion and a half at least. And that card felt very iconic to me.
Even before that, it was basically just like tutor and Albert because that was the only good commander.
The 1 health difference is massive because
I feel like sometimes trading into a bat is like that's the best value you can get. Now it's like you can removing 2 bats is actually impactful.
Oh yeah,
it means a big deal. That's a lot.
And also Goblin doesn't kill it, so you still have the 1/2. It's really strong. Blitz Lancer plus this guy because she will survive most likely can kill the 3-drop easily, even if they play like a Grimnir or something like that. You can kill with Blitz Lancer, and then this guy picks up the Goblin again. It's really strong.
And I think that like unless there's emphasis on a lot of more costly commanders such as Front Guard and Roland and whatnot, this is just a blatantly better Maid Leader. Like I don't think there's
decade as well. Yeah,
I don't think there's.
Bring it back to my point. They're just updating cards.
Wait, something I want to mention that I actually just thought of. This thing always grabs you the 2 commanders, right? So this thing makes
Gawain... No, not if you enhance. Not if you don't enhance.
But if
it's enhanced for.
If you do enhance.
If you do enhance, always 2, yes.
Yeah. So this card with Gawain, because Gawain automatically enhances itself as well. So even when you're out of Evos, you get so much value just out of your Gawains and out of your I'm actually like really excited now that I'm thinking.
I'm so excited to try to build Sword. I think that's gonna be Echo.
Me and Tej.
Sarah, you can get it.
I'm just spraying I get Barbarossa. That's the first one I'm gonna craft.
I've been saying for quite some time I think Gawain is a strong card, and I think now Barbarossa the new Maid Leader might be pushing that a little bit over the top.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
The skill style, it's so cool.
I just hope that neutral aggro is not going to be as relevant after this expansion. We're going to need something to shut it down so we can start playing these games that doesn't end like just straight up on turn 5.
And I'm going to be honest with you guys. I think I might have mentioned this before, and someone like just shut me down. They were like, "That's retarded." I think they're going to nerf it the day before the expansion comes out. I think they're going to realize we're not pushing a strong enough expansion to push neutral aggro out of the meta. We're just going to nerf it like we did with Shadow Reaper because we don't want it to be broken. I think it's going to be a band-aid fix. I mean,
we need to remind ourselves the expansion is hitting at the end of the month, and they do a monthly cycle, so that might happen 2 days after.
And it happened right before Wonderland Dreams. I think it's going to happen again, and
it could be on the same patch because
I'm not sure I feel about it, but I think it's not a bad idea either.
Patches cost a lot of money, so they will probably join them together.
They have held back on nerfing neutrals for a very long time. Every time you see something nerfed, it's like the core of the deck. So we had neutral blood to start the expansion. They nerfed everything blood has.
It was hilarious because they nerfed the core of neutral blood. People jump.
And then now we have neutral
jumping
rune.
to the new neutral deck.
Exactly, and then you nerf Felice, they jump over to neutral Haven. What's gonna happen?
Here's the funny thing: I'm still playing neutral blood, and I'm still winning. So
if they nerf everything else,
it wasn't just the blood cards. That's all I'm saying.
Jump again.
It turns out that there's like 1 or 2 cards from the neutral class that's almost decent.
It's like,
right.
It's Feria and an Alice just like doing all the work.
People ask me, Aka, why is Lion strong now? It's not because Lion is strong now, it's because they nerfed neutral rune and they nerfed neutral blood, which were better neutral decks than Lion.
It's just because it's the next best.
And it's gonna happen again and again and again.
No, if they just nerf Lion, then it's B&B and ETA, pretty good curse, huh?
Yep.
Or neutral dragon even because we have Forte.
Hey, that's starting to pop up.
I don't know. We have Forte.
That deck. No, I think Mid Shadow will come back before that deck does.
I wish Tilting Windmills became a deck. That was the one neutral deck I really wanted to see that never came to fruition.
Yeah, slam the M's to a neutral dragon, easy.
So I wanted to talk about the next card. I know you were pretty excited about this one, Teji.
Oh yeah, you mind if I take it?
Yeah, go for it.
We got Elf Song, and I am hesitantly super excited about this. I know that sounds weird, but it's a 2-mana spell. Puts 2 fairies in your hand, just like Fairy Circle, and then it gives all allied followers +1/+1 if at least 2 other cards were played this turn. So much like a lot of the Forest Craft effects. And I really want this to be good because it's basically, if you play it right, even discounting the fairies are basically just there to help you keep steam because a lot of your cards require you to play little weenies to get the effect. The +1/+1 is the important part. You play this card on 4 with a couple fairies, all of a sudden you're getting 4/4 stats of the fairies, and if you had even one other card on the field, it's like an Alice, It's crazy. I mean, I'm just thinking, you curve out 1, 2, 3, then on 4 you drop fairy this. Yeah. That's a wild curve right there.
I think that
we'll see.
One thing, like I was bashing on this card at the start, and then I saw there's a Forest Follower. Is it a 3/2 for 3 cost that makes it so as long as there's followers on the board, you cannot play other followers? So while that sounds like the most stupid thing ever, that encourages spells.
I think that card sucks.
I think that card also sucks.
I also think that card sucks, but I like to see that they're trying to do something with that, and I like to see that we're getting some force spells that's actually trying to be impactful.
If it were a 3/3, it might have been okay, maybe.
I've always thought the concept of a 2-mana fairy circle, and I always thought that a 2-mana fairy circle could quite easily find its way into a lot of forest decks, just because forest.
It has Wood of Brambles.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't. But the thing about Wood of Brambles is that takes up a board slot. Elf Song doesn't.
The thing about Wood of Brambles is it's the best card the Force has ever gotten in a very long time.
But Wood of Brambles takes up a board slot for your turns that you're trying to OTK with your roaches and stuff like that, whereas Elf Song doesn't. So I think a card like this might find a home somewhere. I'm really excited. I'm really excited for it. Like, I want to play with it at the very least. I want to play with it and see for myself that it's bad if that's the case.
I think this card's gonna be at least decent. I think it has a lot of potential, and I'm very excited. I like I've said and Aka said, we want Temple Forest back. You know, it used to be a thing. I know Sarah liked it too.
I'm sad though because this guy. My judgment is one sentence. Make it a 1-1. Make it a 1 play point, please.
Oh, it's too strong. It's just blatant power.
No. Wait. Cut the fairies. I don't need the fairies.
I know.
Give me the 1 play point. I need to play 2 cards before, and then I get +1.
It would be so strong that way. It would be so strong.
It's balanced. It's balanced because let me explain this. Because
now you just put an OTK, and suddenly OTK is a better deck.
Because
why did you put that in OTK? Because it buffs your.
Because it's a 1-cost spell.
Yeah,
Hello.
That you play after you play your roaches.
Yes.
No, wait. You just need to play 2 0 costs, and then you can play it.
All right, but why not just play Angelic Snipe over that? Hello.
Yes. Well, you already have Angelic. You just more 1 cost.
Why not just play 3 Angelic Snipes then?
Can I elaborate, please?
No, you can't. Why not just play 9 Angelic Snipes?
Oh my god. Because you didn't even want to play Angelic Snipe a few months ago. I had to convince you on that one.
Wait. I didn't. Right, I wasn't convinced from you.
All right.
All right. Let Aka talk. Come on.
Let me explain why that is balanced.
Yeah, that was Aka talk.
For the game, a 4 play point is +1/+1. We have Rousing Step. This is basically a 3 play point Rousing Step, but you need to work for it because you need to play little winnies, and you need to make little winnies, and you need to play 1/1 and then this one to be a 3 play point Rousing Step. If you play a 2-point follower, then it's a 4 play point Rousing Step, so it's almost the same work. But the thing is, what I would like to see is this not be a 2. Because what Side Games is doing, they are punishing me for playing Temple Forest. Because, okay, let me explain to you. So we have like Felper Keaton, which is like a 1/1 for 1 play point. If you play 2 cards before that, she gets +1/+1. So I want to play Felper Keaton after I play 2 cards. So, but how do I get 2 cards? Okay, I play Fairy Song, Elf Song. I get 2 fairies, but then I don't get +1/+1. So I get the fairies, then I play the fairies, then I get the kitten, but then I don't get the buff because I had to play the kitten after the buff. So you're being punished for trying to make the mechanic work instead of actually being rewarded for finding ways to work. We don't have tools to make all this work, and it's just clumsy, and it's not even, okay, we could say, oh, it's a newbie mistake, people are not playing correctly. No, it's literally impossible to get a good deal out of those cards because they're all 2 play point cards and they all fill the same role, which is play two things before I play this. So you either start the game with like 10 play points as Forest, or you can't do any of that.
And speaking of which, it all comes back to Tweedledee and Tweedledum.
Yeah, I was about to say that.
I like that card when I saw it. I really like that card actually because it breaks that barrier.
I mean, honestly, it might not even be bad with this card. With cards like this, you know, you play Tweedledee, you play
Kitten, very solid.
Yeah, that's a pretty strong turn 6.
Tweedledum, like he's gonna push the boundaries of like board space in Temple Forest, I think.
So
I want to see that.
I think Temple Forest is gonna be cool. I think this is a card definitely worth experimenting with, and it's gonna be a lot of fun. I don't actually want to talk about this next card. I think it sucks. I want to go back to Swordcraft.
I think this next card is actually really cool.
It's the other face of the expansion, kind of. That's interesting because they made Perseus and Andromeda the faces, not legendary. It's kind of cool.
So Andromeda is a 2-mana 2/2 in Haven, and has a full evolve into a 4/4. And its evolve effect is none of your other followers can be damaged this turn.
So if you know Athena, it's the same effect.
Yeah.
So you can trade all you want and not take a single point of damage onto any follower.
Yes.
That's crazy board swings. Is that good enough though? I don't know.
But that also, so keeping a board implies that you are more reluctant to using demos.
Well, maybe you don't play this maybe you just play this in like more of an aggressive Haven deck.
No, that's exactly what I'm thinking. Like, are they trying to push Themis out as a 3-off stable in every Haven deck?
I don't know.
It's a 2-drop that requires an evolve.
Yeah,
which means you have to play it, which means you can only play it in aggro, in my opinion.
Yeah, so there's no Cudgel, no Lions, no Tea Time.
Yeah, no Tea Time. Tea Time is an aggro card, so I think you still play
the Tea Times.
Yeah, so that's
what I'm saying.
Yeah. Haven
you're having other priority.
Hey, one thing I've noticed is I think out of all the classes in the game, I think Havencraft is the most starved for evolve points.
Yeah.
And I would like to see Cygames start to do something about potentially giving Haven ways to recuperate some evolve.
Yeah,
This
somebody
is
played
Forest
Sledgehammer
Baby,
Exorcist versus me
by the way.
today.
Like, you play the Sledgehammer Exorcist, and then you got one Evo left, and you're like, man, I'm out of Evos.
Just going first and using your Evos feels bad.
Yeah.
I think that's in every class, bro. I don't think that's just Haven.
No,
I
I think they
fine
should
in
give
that,
every class an
actually.
extra Evo.
I don't think so. Like, Sword is perfectly fine with the amount of Evos it has.
Wait, what are you talking about?
Because they have, well, when they play the 5-drop, that gives you an Evo.
The Luminous Mage.
Yeah,
Yeah,
when they have
every
that
class
card,
has a mechanic like that, yeah.
Except Haven.
They-
Haven's just, like, kind of starved.
They have free evolves,
Shadow,
basically.
I don't think, has a way to get an evolve back either.
Haven has Snow White and they have Olivia,
Shadow
right?
has value. Shadow doesn't need these
Oh,
things.
Yeah,
yes.
Shadow doesn't care about its evolves, though.
Yeah.
Like, even Soul
Yeah.
Squasher doesn't care about its evolves.
agree.
Nice tempo swing with your Evo. Too bad I have Soul Squasher.
Yeah, I think out of all the classes, Shadow is the one that requires less Evos. At least when I played mid Shadow, I was finding myself Evoing face a lot of times because I cleared everything, so I have nothing to trade to. So either don't evolve or evolve face.
I agree. I think this card is going to be pretty mediocre. I mean, if they push a new Haven aggro archetype, maybe it'll see some play, but I don't see it being that high value. I mean, you need to... It could be okay.
To get a board, and then you need to...
But is this
Maybe
really better?
Lunaria pops.
Is
I
it
guess.
really better to evolve this on 4 and just like do little trades? Or is it better to just play an Alice and just trade over things?
I
Yeah.
don't know. I think this card is like very similar to what's it called? Feria. I think she's like kind of similar to Feria in that while she doesn't buff Feria can only hit your neutrals, whereas this card can hit your Tigers and your Holy Falcons and stuff like that.
That also
true.
implies that you have a
It's only
board.
for
So
one turn as well, so...
no, but I mean, like this implies that you don't have any cooldown amulets taken down.
Yeah,
and they need to be able to attack as well.
Well, I think
Yeah, exactly.
the turn that you're like, say you play the Arya onto, then I guess you
Yeah,
can
if you
throw
play it
in
on
the
2, then
Falcon.
You
on
you
turn
get on
5-ish.
5.
There's the Adamantium birds, right? The one with the rush.
The Adamantium bird.
Adamantium
Holy.
wings, or... I don't know.
You're not wrong.
It has
And
rush.
The
I mean, it can attack.
3/5 with rush.
I guess.
Good
Maybe
joke.
maybe some Holy Falcons. Like, if you curve Beast Call into Holy Falcon into this, and then you evolve it, that's a pretty big way to recover a board, but I don't know if that's good enough.
I've done
You
that with Elena. I curved like that, and I found myself dead on turn 5 because
Yeah.
I was not interacting with my opponent for 4 turns.
That's the issue with that one.
Yes.
Do you just play this with like Stormhaven, just like hit your Pinion Prayers and Mania and Renos into trade full?
I think so. Like, Stormhaven wouldn't mind. Stormhaven plays some form of 2/2. It'll play Reno. Sometimes it'll play Minu. So maybe it'll just
Yeah.
play this one
Yeah.
sometimes.
It could be a 2-2, like, yeah.
Just your 2/2 of choice with whatever
That'd be
effect you like.
Or
Yeah.
Fury.
I think it's kind of interesting.
We'll see. We'll see. I want to quickly, before we wrap up, though, I want to talk a little bit about a couple more sword cards. Because I think that there's another 2-drop that Sword got that is really good and definitely worth talking about. And that is, I think, Kuhulin. I think that's how it's
Oh, yeah.
spelled.
Nah.
It also has rush. So we have
Come
a
on,
3-point rush.
Nah,
It's a
come
2-mana
on, guys.
2/1 with Rush, which is already
We're already
really
talking
good
about this
because
one.
as soon as I see a 2-mana 2/1, I think Angel of the Word, this card sucks. But then I see Rush, and I think 2-mana 2/1 Rush, I can immediately trade into their 2-drop. It doesn't even
can-
have to worry about being hit by their 1-drop. It's a good
You can
card.
interact with your opponent before Evo turns?
Okay, okay, Techi. So now you tell me, why do I play this card over Whole Soul Swing?
Why? Well, I'll tell you why you play this card over Wholesale Swing, Mr. Sizouney. And the reason you play this card over Wholesale Swing is because it has an enhanced 6, which is it gains Bane until the end of the turn, and it cannot be destroyed until the end of the turn.
Wait, so this card is almost a definite 2-for-1?
Well,
It's-
basically.
Because
Almost.
it can't take damage, it gets Bane. If you trade into it, then
If you play it as
die.
a 6-drop, it's
So-
always 2-for-1.
exactly.
Remember when Sword had trouble with Bahamut?
Not
Hey.
anymore.
Not anymore.
It's the Dragoon Scyther, it's the Elf Girl Lisa, it's the Lurching Corpse of this class. It's
It's
just,
the monster under your bed.
Yeah.
It's a more it's a more versatile Tsubaki, I feel.
Yes.
Yes.
Like Tsubaki can only hit into sword and follow. This card can hit into anything.
Yes. This card can also be played on 2.
Yes.
That is true.
But it does
You
not.
can play Rush every turn.
Having options is why Mid Shadow was so strong, because you can Nectar, you can Tame, you can Soul Squasher, you can Necro Assassin, you can Demon Eater. This is like, take more options. You want to play the grind game? Well, save this one for turn 6. You're playing against Dragon? Well, now you don't need to be, oh, my deck sucks because I can't deal with Dragon. No, you have this card that deals with aggro and control and Dragon.
So I think I get what you're trying to say about this card, Aka. You're trying to say this is a lot like Zombie Party.
Yes.
I mean, it's
removal on 2 or removal on 7 with Fourth Flood, kind of, because you get a 2-1 out of the package.
You do get a relevant board. Like, a 2-1 with Bane is pretty relevant at that point.
I don't know if he gets the Bane.
I don't think the Bane sticks around.
Yeah.
I think the Bane is just for one turn.
I think it gets the Bane indestructible until the end of the turn.
Yeah, probably that. We'll see.
I really hope that the Bane sticks. I feel like the Bane should apply to the card.
It should stick, but maybe Side Games doesn't want to push strong cards because they're scared.
I think like it deserves the Bane. It's been a good boy. It keeps it.
He looks so cool. I think he deserves the Bane.
Honestly, I think Kahulin should be a 3/3 rush. Honestly,
I mean,
a 3/3 rush for.
I think they may have printed a card like that before.
Mr. Tove.
Yeah, I just like to remind everyone that they printed. This is a 2/1 with Rush. Last expansion, they printed a 3/3 with Rush. You know, just want to remind everyone.
It literally says he gained Bane until the end of the turn. Okay, I'm a little sad now.
Oh yeah, it might be like that.
But I think it's still very good. I mean, you still get to kill something. You get a 2/1 on board. Yeah, it's not a big follower, but it can trade into a 2/2 or something.
I think this is what Sword wants, because they want removal with bodies, because it's kind of like Sword. They have commanders and officers. They don't want spells, right? So they want.
Yeah, no, Shield of Flame was cool, but I mean, it wasn't like overwhelming unless you get it with Frog.
I did not like playing Shield of Flame in a lot of my decks. It felt kind of awkward to me. It just felt like you played it just because it did 3 damage, not because
Sword,
it was a good
right?
card.
You want.
Basically.
Yeah.
I agree with Sarah. I think
followers with removal is the Sword thing. That's why Rush mechanic is Sword, because it's removal on a body. I like that.
Alright. I want to talk about one last card. Alright. And that's Flash Step.
Speaking of Rush.
And
speaking of Rush.
I think Sarah thought this was not a good card. I think this is a good card.
Sahagwil for 5.
Sahagwil for 5 mana. You don't get the body. Now there's some funny memes that you can think of with this card. Obviously, you can hit a Leonidas, run it into a Bane minion, and get a Leonidas resolve.
Let's say what Flash Step does real quick for the followers at home. So Flash Step, correct me if I'm wrong, it is a 5 mana 5/5, or it is a 5 mana. No, it's not a 5/5.
I wish.
It's a 5 mana spell.
A 5 mana 5/5.
Oh my
wow,
goodness.
no 4/4 body. You get a 5/5.
Better than Sahagwil on 5.
It is a 5 mana spell with the Sahagwil effect, except it doesn't have to hit a neutral. It could just hit anything, or is it just only sword?
I think it's sword. Only sword.
It might be sword. Yeah.
But a Swordcraft follow of any cost.
Yes.
Yeah. So you can get your Alexanders, and you could wipe that board of skeletons that's been bothering you all day.
14
actually, that's relevant. If Shadow's big, Flash Step Alexander clears out like their entire annoying void. It clears out that what's it called? The Attendant of Night and their Bone Chimera or whatever. You know what I mean?
Dude,
clears out a lot of those skeletons.
It's more options. You want to play a grind game? Just choose whatever follow you want to put on the field. If you can pull Leonidas, awesome. If you can pull Alexander, great. If you can pull Gino, like, why not? I don't think you would do that.
Wait, no, that doesn't feel
I would not pull Gino.
If you want to.
What I would do is, if my opponent gives me back an 8-cost Barbarossa, you can Flash Step Barbarossa, and when it returns to your hand, it'll be 5 mana again. Almost assuredly. But also, this is how it works on Sahagwil, so I expect that it will work the same way.
Yeah, what if Barbarossa dies during Flash Step?
Yeah, you refresh the Barbarossa, yeah.
Yes. Basically, you put the Barbarossa back to 5 PP.
I haven't even thought about this. You can run 3 Barbarossas, so if one gets to 8, just use the other one. Oh my god. Oh boy.
Never play.
Or Flash Step the one that goes to 8, so you're just spending 5 mana for it anyway.
Skip playing 20 Barbarossas per game.
Or you just hit with Gawain 6 times to make him a 2-cost again, PogChamp?
PogChamp!
Wait, you could
implying you didn't just hit their face 6 times?
Wow.
Alright. So I think that is a pretty good
No,
card.
Techi. I want to talk about one last card.
Go ahead. Absolutely.
I want to talk about Mr. Loki.
Oh, man.
I had phases with that card. I was very excited. I was like, and then I was very excited, and then,
Mr. Siz and I spent a while the other day doing theory crafting with this card.
Loki is an 8-cost 5/5 that says whenever you play this card, you gain the ability to double whatever fanfare, necromancy, enhance, or earthright ability any of your card has.
Wait up.
It can't be targeted. You can't have targets.
Can't be targeted. So no Orapor is dealing 6. No.
Wait.
I can't come up.
Wait.
No Temptress Vampire, deal 10, heal 10.
Exactly.
Now I know this doesn't work the way I'm suggesting this works, and I'm intrigued. Now that's a fanfare effect, right?
Yes.
So what happens if you play that into another one?
It doesn't stack.
It
says in brackets.
It literally says it doesn't stack.
Okay.
So you don't get quadruple fanfare effects.
Dude, it would multiply so fast.
Dude, you would get 16 damage Grimnir.
Your fire lasers just start machine gunning things down for like 16 damage.
I also don't think it would work even if they didn't stack with itself, because if you read the effect, it says once, and when you read once and once again, it doesn't become twice, right? So effects like, for instance, Albert, I don't think they work, because you give the ability to Albert to attack twice, but you don't give it again, so it doesn't attack 4 times.
But no, it says one more time.
No, Albert says it can attack twice.
Yeah, it can attack. So you read the effect again, and you can only attack twice again, so it's 4 times.
Albert with that wouldn't get another attack.
Yeah.
Unlucky.
But so when I'm my initial thoughts on this card, first of all, I thought it was crazy. Like, you get double fanfares, and then me and Techi literally went and just looked at every single card, and we saw there is no fanfare, enhanced necromancy, anything that's like that impactful that this card would be absolutely game changing. I think we came to the conclusion that Israfil is nuts.
Yes. We came to the conclusion that one of the best things to hit with this is Israfil, and that's just heal 8 when you play it.
But you guys,
I guess that's pretty alright on curve,
right?
Yeah, so I just think that this card is a card that just looks good, and it's like you create hype. Whenever you release a new effect, you look back at this card and second guess.
But let me say something real quick. Is that when Sis and I were thinking about this card, we thought it was applying to everything after you played it. In which case, it might have been playable in Dragon. You might have been able to get double Israfil is not a bad effect, but playing a card that gives you 1 double Israfil, maybe if you draw this card and Israfil, is not worth it.
But one thing that I was actually very surprised by is something like it doubles Necromancy, it doubles Earthright.
Yes.
And what I'm confused by is, do you consume double Shadows? Do you consume double Sigils?
That is an interesting point, yeah. Can you double Sun Oracle Pascal 4 times attack? Champ.
That would actually be nuts. That's a good meme.
Not that it actually matters, because Pascal's problem is that you just
No. I don't want to hear that. I want to see it happen.
I feel
like Daddy.
Just by my own first impression is I just think Loki comes out too late in the game for it to be truly relevant.
That's a good point.
Because it's coming down on turn 8, right? That's like most games are over by turn 8, and how much is like getting 1 more fanfare ever gonna do for you?
But that's in the current meta.
Yeah, that is in the current meta. I would very much like to see if we get metagames that games end up reaching 15 turns. This card can become quite powerful.
You are paying 8 play points to get +4 heal. I don't know if that's worth it, because the effects we have at the moment do not seem that strong to be repeated. Oh, actually, Roach is kind of interesting, because Roach does get the effect twice.
Roach is a free OTK regardless of what your hand is.
No, it's not, because it would only hit the first Roach that turn.
Oh, you're right. Yeah.
So it only hits your weakest Roach.
Yes. You're right.
It's still pretty significant though if you're only playing 2 or 3 roaches.
It gives you maybe 3 or 4 extra damage.
If you bounce a roach is useless because you play it for 2 attack, and then it becomes 4, but then you bounce it and it's 4 again.
That?
No, I just said if you can get a 6 attack roach.
Let's say you play like a zero cost roach. Yeah. The roach would get +2, and then it would get +2 again, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So your first roach would be 5, and that's just 2 extra damage. You paid 8 mana to get 2 extra damage on a combo. Yeah. If you don't have your lethal on turn 9, like why are you playing roach anyway?
Yeah.
But
like, just saying,
Loki is worded as such that his effect is only once. It's not a caribou that lasts throughout the entire game.
Loki would be kind of good with
He says like word for word, the next time you play an ally follower.
I don't like that. I think you don't have a choice.
You do not have a choice. If you have to play like an elf child May, you can, because she will consume that effect.
That is true. Yeah, no, that actually I wasn't aware of that. That makes it seem a whole lot more sketchy to me.
There's one good effect. Aaron is really good.
Aaron's pretty good. You get 6
2 evil points. That is really sick.
Heal for 6 and give you 2 evil points. That is a quality Olivia.
That is quite good.
I gotta say, I think this is most viable in Forest because Beauty and the Beast,
Cassiopeia,
you get an extra boost.
Cassiopeia.
Elf Queen,
Cassiopeia, double bullet Forest.
Elf Queen, you heal and then you heal for an extra 0.
Another card we didn't talk about is Aria, and she gives you she's a 4-mana 3/3 that puts an Ivy Spellbomb in your hands. And when you set it to 1, that's also quite good with
give 2, yeah.
So I think this has most potential in Forest, frankly.
I don't think it's a particularly strong card.
No.
I think it's like, as I said, this card is hype, and it's nothing more than just good to look at.
I agree. All right, I think that is just about all for our card reviews for today. I think we covered a good number of some of the more interesting cards, and we will definitely have more cards to review next week, so you can tune in for that. But I think we're just about ready to wrap it up, guys.
If you guys have any cards that you want us to review in the next week, you could always hop on our Discord. You could @ me, @ Sero, @ Teji, anyone in our Discord, really. And you can make a suggestion, and we can have that on the next episode.
Absolutely. We can have that on the next episode. You can also just join our Discord. We're going to do some quick shout-outs now. We've got a Twitter. We have a new Twitter, actually.
Get that in the Twitch chat.
I don't think this is the right Twitter anymore.
No.
Our new Twitter is @
Why don't you put it in the Twitch chat? We have a Discord server. I'm guessing most of you guys came here from that, but we will put that also in the Twitch chat and the description of the VOD, or I guess we'll upload this somewhere. But you can join us on our Discord. Come talk to us. We love talking to people. We love helping people out. It's what we do. We don't really have lives. We're a bunch of neats.
Actually, want to thank everyone. We want to thank everyone that actually joined our channel and was active enough, so we got to know a lot of people, and they know we'd like to help them. So I really enjoy that. Having someone to talk to.
Oh yeah!
Thank you so much.
I want to give a shout out to Siz for bearing with me and helping me figure out how to get everyone's webcams in this. Really,
I want to give a big shout out to Mr. Akamara Red here for NGE this week and next week.
Thank you.
Oh yeah.
I'm looking forward to both playing against him and watching him crush everything.
I have one message for you, Mr. Sizouney. I will beat that smile out of your face.
Dude, you better beat that smile out of my face. I'm looking at you to go all the way.
Oh my.
All right, I'm gonna quickly put the
HSK number 1.
Before we are censored in YouTube, let's wrap it up.
Yeah, I'm gonna quickly put the Monkey of the Week tournament in the Twitch chat. You can sign up there. That's the one that's tomorrow. The rest of them are a little further away. We'll put them on the VOD, and we will also have announcements for them on our Discord server. So definitely make sure to join that. Thank you everyone for watching, and that's just about it. Here we are signing off. You wanna take it out, Sarah?
See ya, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Have a good week.
Peace.
Peace out.